I really had no idea what I was getting myself into. For context, yesterday I received a package from Zounds, and in that package was a Native Instruments S49 Mark III, and a Native Instruments A61, and an Arturia Keylab Essential 61, and a Novation Launch Key 49, which is insane. I'm gonna do some videos comparing each of these controllers, but today I'm gonna start with the big guy, the S49. And so far I have some great things to say about it, and some not so great things. You may or may not know that this keyboard is about $400 more than the other three keyboards that I mentioned, and these are all just MIDI controllers. None of these have built-in sounds at all, so what makes the S49 so special? I think the main draw for these Native Instruments controllers is the tight integration with the Komplete Kontrol software. This not only allows you to control your DAW, but also control Native Instruments plugins as well. Also, this light guide across the semi-weighted keybed is a staple of the Native Instrument stuff. But I would imagine the very first thing you'll notice about this keyboard is this wide, high-resolution screen that helps you browse instruments, control libraries, and even control levels in your DAW. You also get polyphonic aftertouch, multiple pedal inputs, DIN MIDI in and out, scale and arpeggiator functions. It also feels notably better than the other keyboards, as it should. Like I said, I will be making several videos comparing the different keyboards, but if you want to go ahead and take a look at the specs for yourself, I will have some affiliate links to the S49 and the other three keyboards in the description of this video. Those links will take you to Zounds, which is not only an excellent place for you to buy music gear, but if you happen to purchase anything through those links, it also supports this channel without you having to pay any extra money to do so. As far as the unboxing experience goes, there's not a ton to talk about. These things are packed well, and with the S49, you pretty much get the controller and a USB cable, which is just about all you need to get this thing going. While the S49 is bus powered, I'm using a USB hub, and it told me there was not enough power coming from that hub, so I did have to plug in another USB that will supply power to the S49. Luckily, I already had a couple of them on my desk, but you may not, so just keep that in mind. It just comes with the one USB cable to connect to your computer. Once the S49 is connected and properly powered, it actually guides you through the process of getting your software and making it work for your setup. This was a fairly straightforward process, but not without its kinks. When I first got everything going, Logic Pro asked if I wanted to automatically map the keyboard, and I hit no because I assumed the S49 would have its own mapping preset for each DAW like a lot of keyboards do. And I was wrong. No matter what I did, Logic would not give me that prompt again, so I ended up removing the S49 from Audio MIDI setup and removed it from the controller list in Logic as well. Then I added it back, went to my Logic settings, and found where I could turn on automatic mapping for the S49. So then I restarted Logic, rebooted the S49, and it worked as expected. Another issue that I had getting things set up was getting my libraries to work with Komplete Kontrol. All of my files seemed to be in the right place, but the plugin was saying that they were not in the right place. All I really ended up doing was updating the standalone Komplete Kontrol software, and that seemed to fix it. By the way, if you're getting any value out of this video, consider hitting that like button and subscribing if you haven't already. So now that this all functions like it needs to, let's take a look at just how well this integrates with Komplete Kontrol, and then we can take a look at the DAW integration as well. This is super cool because once you open up Komplete Kontrol, you should see any libraries that you have available within the plugin right on this screen. You can filter by brand, type, or just scroll through your entire collection. So I'm gonna go over to Glaze and select Candy Cane, and it'll take you to the plugin window where you have all of your controls on screen exactly lined up with the hardware controls, which is pretty cool. And you can even cycle through your presets using the previous and next buttons. And if I go to something like Cinematic Pads by Spitfire, I can use the touch bar to automate velocity as well, which is really cool, especially if I'm doing strings or something like that. And then you get the play assist feature, which, MIDI modifiers, which is essentially what these are, that stuff is available in most DAWs, I would assume, but it's cool to not only have it built into the keyboard, but also the way that you can control it and get visual feedback really does make this stand out in my opinion. First, you have scale, which allows you to pick a scale, even less common scales, and lock the keyboard to only play the note in that scale, or you can use it to harmonize with what you're playing or trigger entire chords, which is awesome. You can really dig into the settings here and have it respond the way that you want to. And the ARP function seems to be very versatile as well. I've had other MIDI controllers with built-in arpeggiators, but this to me is insanely better because of the display and the controls associated with it. By the way, huge shout out to my wife Abby for bringing me this coffee so that I can make it through this video. Now let's go ahead and move on to the DAW functionality. Okay, so I've seen lots of MIDI controllers with your standard transport controls, but this thing takes it to another level. Here you have your loop, metronome, automation, play, record, and stop buttons. And up here you have quantize, undo, and redo, and then a shift modifier. These buttons look similar to the ones on the A61, but they feel notably better and are quieter as well. But it gets better. If you're on the plugin window, this jog wheel actually moves the playhead in your session so that you can quickly move wherever you need to. And if you hit the DAW window, it'll control the volume of the selected track in your DAW, but it'll also pull up every track in your session on the display so that you can see pans, metering, and even control levels, mutes, and solos for every single one of your tracks. It actually works really well, though I would love to see the track colors show up with the names just to make it that much quicker to recognize. Native Instruments, if you're listening, which you're not, but hypothetically, here is a product idea that I think could make you a lot of money. Take the control section of the S49, keep the screen exactly how it is, but maybe condense everything else so that this can have a pretty small footprint on a desk. Keep the DAW integration, keep the Komplete control integration. Basically just remove the keyboard section and make it like a desktop synth / small control surface. I think what you would find is that people who have a keyboard that they love already, but use Native Instruments software, they would jump on this so fast. And you could call it Native Instruments Control with a K Surface, Native Instruments and Caleb Itilly collab. I got you. Overall, I definitely see the value in this keyboard, especially if you're a big Native Instruments user already or you're interested in going that route. My only real gripe was that the setup process wasn't buttery smooth, and I know that other people have talked about this same issue in the comments of other videos on this channel. So it seems to be one of those things that can be a headache initially, but once you get everything lined out, it seems to be pretty solid. I definitely want to explore the S49 a bit more, especially as it compares to those more affordable MIDI controllers. And because of that, I'd love to hear your thoughts or any questions that you have about the S49 down in the comments below, as well as anything specific you want to see as I'm comparing these controllers. Once again, links for these keyboards are in the description of this video, and if you want to keep watching, here are a couple videos that you should check out. And as always, thanks for hanging out.